No, I was just going through what I had. I'm just trying to talk myself through what actually happened so I can understand what I want
Yeah,
to even talk
we,
about.
we should probably do that more often before we start recording. Oh well.
Did you hit the recording button already?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah.
it's so quick on the
Yeah.
freaking itchy trigger finger on that record button.
Yeah. Get you
Oh
done.
well. How are you doing on this week of weeks? The We're now in August.
We are now in August. We are at the back half of summer, and I appreciate that. Apparently, we're going to have, what was it, a 100-hour heat wave coming our way? That's 4 days and a
Sheesh.
bit. So that's going to be that.
Yeah.
Turns out. Not looking forward to it, but it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope it passes very quickly.
Anyway, as you was, let's just fucking get into it, shall we? We can just swear.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
RT
YouTube
game.
dropped that.
Thanks RT
Thanks,
game.
RT Game.
Just
Yeah,
fucking
you saw that too, so.
yeah. Shout
Hmm.
out on that one. I like that guy.
Yeah.
He probably
Um,
doesn't like me because British, but hopefully the Welsh thing gets me a pass. I don't know.
gets you the Welsh pass.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't think that works like that at all. But I can hope. Sorry about the whole stuff. Anyway, yeah,
Um,
that shit was bad.
yeah.
Anyway, it's understatement. It's calling it bad. Anyway, uh, yeah. So, uh, Nintendo Partner Direct, the thing that
It was very much right?
hmm,
I mean, the thing I liked was I got to see more of Age of Imprisonment. That looks good, and we have ports of games that I've already played on other consoles, which is, hmm,
yeah,
I'm not gonna double dip, you know.
that's
Yes, I know Persona 3 Reload's on the Switch, but I'm not gonna buy it again.
that's kind of the thing about. I mean, I'm not even just going to say the Switch, I'm just going to say Nintendo consoles in general. They haven't been good for outside of Nintendo companies, except like the SNES era. NES and SNES. NES is kind of a maybe, actually, but SNES.
There's some like third party and indie stuff that's really good on the Switch, but we have this it's a trend now. Whenever a new Nintendo console comes out, what we have are here's ports of this game that came out a year ago, or
Yeah,
this game that came out 2 years ago, or this game that came out 3 years ago, and you're like,
yeah.
okay,
Well, that's just how it has to be for a Nintendo console because it always has to be customized to whatever thing they happen to be doing. It had to be a port for the Wii, so it had to have the wiggle waggle. It had to be a port for the Wii U, so it had the screen bollocks. To be for the Switch, so it had to be able to run on overused toaster. So like the Switch 2 is more powerful, but it
mm-hmm,
still has the same problem of this needs to run on a portable system now. And it's, I guess, comparable to the Steam Deck, kind of. So that's a leg up in terms of getting games to work on that kind of hardware, because, they've already tried for another company. So,
yeah. It's just like there's so much backlog of need to catch up with getting this on this console. And as a result, it kind of like drowns out, oh, hey, new thing. Because,
you just don't really get day and date new games on Nintendo. That's just not, except for Nintendo titles, which is
well,
why people buy Nintendo consoles in the first place. So it's not surprising.
yeah. I mean, if the Nintendo exclusives were all on PC, I probably wouldn't have bought a Switch 2.
Kind
I,
of.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
That has its own pains to worry about.
I don't really like it's. I've been on record about this a lot, but like, hey, look at all the cool things that Nintendo made that I kind of would like to play. Not gonna though.
Hmm.
Not for reasons of time or anything like or even price like $80 or
Yeah.
equivalent is but still not even for that. It's just wow, what a piece of shit company. And let me be clear, that was not a threshold I reached for EA. Even EA at the worst of the EA-ness heinous.
EA.
I
No,
completely fucking got myself with it. Anyway, even at the worst of them being them, I was still like, really like to play Dragon Age Inquisition though. So okay, I guess
in a weird
I'm.
way, we're kind of like inverse here because I reached that threshold with EA, and I reached that threshold with Ubisoft too.
Oh, I haven't touched an Ubisoft game in fucking like close to a decade at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah. I'm not even going anywhere near it,
I think the last
and
one was South Park. The first South Park, that is, Stick of Truth, not the other one.
like granted, I have my own like nostalgia like buy-in with Nintendo stuff, and that helps. And it's also like I'm not thinking of it as Nintendo is a person who is going to beat me up, but there's lots of creators in there that I like. They're kind of mixed in with some bad shit, but there's some creators in there that I like and I like what they make.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I'm able to do it, you know? But I get it.
So, was there anything of real note? I did see a couple of things that looked kind of neat. Admittedly, they were fucking ports to Nintendo, and they're going to be on other things that run well.
Um
Uh,
there's a new Monster Hunter Stories 3,
yeah.
which is coming to Switch 2. That's a
Mm.
new game, which is very nice. A new Katamari Damacy game.
I believe the original creator of Katamari Damacy is not with the thing anymore and hasn't been for a while. But that, I wish that game was slightly less jank. But you know,
Well, it's a new one. It has multiplayer and PvP, so I don't know. It
that
seems
would
fun.
that would be an experience. I'm not sure I would want to, but you know, that's,
You're
sure,
each trying to roll a ball full of stuff, whoever gets the most in the time limit,
yeah.
sort of thing. Um, it's actually kind of makes sense given the game's lore, funnily enough. Um, let's
You've
see,
got
Dragon
all
Ball
the
Sparking Zero.
cousins and shit.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Sparking 0% 3 Reload. Those are coming over.
Yep.
Um, a new Just Dance game. I don't
That
care.
that's obligatory at this point. Like, of all of the things that actually succeed on Nintendo that aren't Nintendo, Just Dance
Hmm.
controls. That's just kind of their bag.
Um, yeah, and like my hypest thing was, oh, Age of Imprisonment. I like that. That's a Zelda thing that fills in the time. I hope they don't do the fanfic thing that they did with Age of Calamity, where they changed the ending. They're saying Age of Imprisonment is canonical. Please don't do the fanfic thing. Let me have my sad ending, please.
So, and there is a Squeenix game called. Okay, they're doing Octopath Traveler 3/0, and sure, whatever.
Yeah. The Adventures of Elliot,
Yeah, the
the
Adventures of Elliot
Millennium
was the thing I was
Tales,
going to mention.
looks really fun.
It's a kind of Zelda like, and that's fine. I would obviously my opinion on Zelda in general has been, and by I mean I fucking didn't like any of them, but from what I saw of it, the visuals were kind of muggy and hard to really pass out. Like, it was a bold choice to have a enemy in the trailer that is the exact same color as the floor, so you can't see it.
Um, so this is an HD 2D action game
Hmm.
rather than a turn-based game. And there's been 2D action games like this and other different series of that. And that premise alone was like, oh, this might be really cool. Just because I like the idea of not just doing HE2D for only turn-based games and extending past that. So
I mean,
I'm hoping it's good.
there was a time when HD 2D was the new hotness, and that was like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Then it
Hmm.
just kind of fell out of favor, I guess.
There's still games coming out with it regularly.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's not
I meant
stopped.
like from like bigger studios. High Patient.
Hey, patient.
Yeah, like HD 2D is the bread and butter, the indie scene ways
Hmm.
of just how they do. But
They did
yeah,
those Dragon Quest remakes in HD2D
okay.
not too long ago. And I have no opinions on Octopath Traveler 0, which is like the third Octopath game. because it's supposed to be like a prequel where you make your own custom protagonist and you have like 30 party members you can recruit. And my issue with Octopath Traveler originally was number one, I have all these characters with all their own stories and they barely ever talk to each other in the same party. There's like no interaction between them. It it just feels like a bunch of individuals moving in the same direction.
30?
And also
Wouldn't that make it like Trideca Path or Deca Tri Path
it's
Traveler or something?
it's 30 it's the most party members they've ever had in an Octopath game.
I mean, there's been two games. So it's not
Yes.
overstated.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's now a series, so I have to say it like that. Don't nitpick me. Um, there was it looked like there were characters from other games, like two characters from Octopath 2, characters possibly from Octopath 1. Maybe they're just gonna bring them all together in a everyone is here style, Avengers style thing. I don't see how it's going to help with the problems that I had though, which is it's hard to get attached to these characters having any connection with each other because it's just individual storylines.
It is the open world problem, only applied to playable characters. Of, hey, look at how big this number is. Okay, what did you do with it?
Like I heard that Octopath 2 had like in like inns and stuff, you could have interactions between party members, but that also means you're not having interactions between party members and story stuff. It's just kind of I don't know.
Oh, I know a better comparison. That fucking flavor of the month visual novel ish kind of thing, Date Everything, that came out, like, I
Yeah.
think it was last month or the month before.
Hmm.
Yeah. We have 100 characters that you can, talk to and date and whatever. And what that means is you have 3 conversations with each of them, and that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue,
Yeah.
right? There's another game that came out not too long ago that had 100 playable. It was an RPG with 100 playable party members, and I don't know how you make that work.
Yeah.
Quantity is not always quantity, like better than quality. I'd rather have a few characters who grow over the course of a journey together than
Yeah.
anything else.
Wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle.
The other thing that, and I don't mean to just like shit talk about Traveler here, but the thing that really put me off it was the rate of random encounters. I do not like random encounters in
I mean, it's
games.
a throwback game, kind of.
I like it when the enemy is perceivable on the field and I can choose to engage or I can choose to not. When I am trying to walk somewhere and I get interrupted every 5 steps by a random encounter and a battle that takes longer than 30 seconds, that walk would have taken me 15 seconds now takes me several minutes.
It's
I don't like
kind
that.
of wild that there have been so many big improvements to how, like, RPGs of, well, let's just call them what they are, JRPGs, have been made, of like things like, yeah, you will see the enemy on the field and you'll be able to choose how to engage with it and when to engage with it and whether to engage with it, all that sort of stuff. To the point where that is basically the default for RPG Maker games at this point. It is that just baked into the genre,
Hmm.
and these throwback games like, nah, let's just completely go back to how things were in the 90s, because obviously nostalgia means people will like that better rather than having all of the nice quality of life features that have come from, you know, making a game of that era but making it play like it's fun. I was going to say modern, but fun is actually the better descriptor.
Yeah, any sort of game where it's just like we are trying to do a throwback thing. We're trying to make this game like this one. I'm just like, but why though? Why are random encounters? needed here? What does this add or contribute?
We're gonna
And
make a
usually
throwback first-person shooter, and it's gonna play like GoldenEye for the N64.
people have already done that.
Have they actually?
Yeah.
Ugh, how'd it
I
do?
don't remember the title, but I remember there was something that was saying it was
Uh,
like GoldenEye.
the fact that I haven't heard about it says a lot, because
It
these nostalgia things just they get a lot of attention because everyone remembers thing that they're referencing. Never heard of it.
anyway, all that to really say that the partner showcase really didn't show off much that was like enough to blow me away personally. I know some people were really into Monster Hunter Stories that like that new one, but
Hmm. Well,
it
I
just
mean,
was
Capcom are kind of on the
yeah.
back foot when it comes to Monster Hunter, is my understanding. I don't know anything about it. That's just what I've heard. Wilds has problems, supposedly.
I have friends who are still really into Monster Hunter, so they're still playing Wilds and loving it.
Fair enough. They will know better than me.
So there was that. The other thing that I want to talk about in terms of video game news style stuff is relatively minor. Just because Final Fantasy 14, I haven't talked about that game in a while.
It's been a bit.
Um,
Yep.
they have their new patches coming out like this week, um,
Yeah,
which is good.
the 7.3.
Yes. For those who don't know, Final Fantasy 14 has been under a lot of fire recently, um, just because of a lot of dislike about certain decisions and sticking to certain traditions that they've been doing. And they've even addressed the community and been like, okay, we realize that we can't keep doing things the way that we have been doing, which is good. I like that they're open about that. Um, the new patch brings with it like new raids, new alliance raids rather, new story content. I'm actually pretty excited for the story content. I like the direction the story's been going, and lots of changes that are really nice. For example, there's going to be a new deep dungeon, which, if you've never played the game, a deep dungeon is a 100 floor tower that is usually a major time waste. Like you get there and you have to clear it 4 times to get a reward, and it's just like it takes like 8 hours to get through it. And if you die, you have to start over from the beginning, basically,
Hmm.
or from the 30th floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's a roguelike.
Um, this time they've added checkpoints to this deep dungeon
Choice.
and made it so that you can go through with a matched party instead of just having to go in with a fixed pre-built party all the way to the end. So instead of getting to the final boss and dying and going out back to floor 30, you can now go back to floor 70, which
Hmm.
is much better.
I'm going to assume it's going to have achievements for doing it all in one run and things like
Probably.
that. Particular rewards for the
Um,
crazy people, like the ones that decided to do like fucking Palace of the Dead solo shit like that.
yes, there's always an achievement for that
Yeah,
that comes with a title. But also once you beat the tower, you can challenge the 99 floor boss as many times as you want,
cool.
which is nice. It means that you presumably don't have to climb the entire tower 4 times. You can just be like, let me go fight that boss a few more times.
Makes the
And
content doable and practical for a vast majority of players, basically.
yeah, because for a while, Deep Dungeons kind of just were unapproachable by the casual audience
Yeah, they
because
were for
of the
sweats.
yes, but now it's like, oh hey, everybody can actually play this and have a good time, and that's nice. I'm very happy with that. Um, and like other smaller changes, like oh hey, now whenever you wear a hood, it doesn't hide your bangs so that you look bald. You can actually see your bangs underneath the hood for your character. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yay. Minor detail, but it makes me happy. And adding in stuff where they've buffed up Phoenix Downs so that you can use them everywhere. Because previously, like, this is a revive, and you can only use it um, outside of combat, and it takes a while to use, and you can only ever have one in your inventory at a time. Hyper restrictive. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
now you
all
can carry them.
that's all dumb. Yeah, it would be really nice if that was just a thing you could have 100 of, and if you see a player that gets their shit rocked, you could just go like, "Hey,
So
that would be a
that's what they
really
did.
nice community feature." Yeah, fair enough.
They made it so you can have 999 of them. They can be used on players outside of your party. They can be used in combat in public areas, in certain duties, and they have a larger range, have a smaller recast time, and can just be bought from any vendor for cheap. So you can now just help people up without having to swap to a healer to help somebody up if you're in like a zone with them or something.
That is a really nice feature.
It is, and it is a sort of like positive community thing that's really nice. And basically, there's a lot of quality of life stuff that's coming out that has me really happy about it, to the extent that I'm like, okay, okay, I think I'm ready to go back and go in a bit more. Especially with some of the things that cater to me specifically, which is my favorite armor in the game is going to have two-channel dye, so that means I can finally recolor the part of it that I've wanted to recolor for the longest time. So
Hmm.
that's really nice, and I'm like, this is why I play this game, to look good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so overall, I'm pretty hopeful. They even made it so you can join like PvP stuff with a party of like Crystalline Conflict, which is a four-person party. You can now just party up with a friend and do it with them instead of having to try to queue up at the same time and hope you get in the same match, which was ridiculous. Yeah. Overall, pretty happy. It looks like there's gonna be some fun content on the way, and they're trying to kind of change their approach to be like, we don't want to do things where it's only just like this entire patch is just for the raiders, because that's what they've done in the past of we release content that only appeals to 10% of our audience for this patch, so the other 90% just ignore it. So overall, happy with that and look forward to playing that again and having a good time with it. And that's all I gotta really say on that, other than like some of the quality of life stuff they've added has made some mods um not needed anymore, which is nice. Okay. And that's my Final Fantasy 14 rant done.
Yeah.
It's they're trying to change direction and put more work and effort into making the experience more user friendly, which is really good because they've had this issue of making things either too grindy or not grindy enough in some cases, or
Hmm.
just, hey, this content is completely
Okay, we can
undoable by
stop. We
most
can
people.
stop talking
Okay.
about.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you. I need somebody to stop me there.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Other than that, I mean, the new Honkai Star Rail trailer for the new patch. Excited for that, and um, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah.
Been trying to get through ZZZ stuff and get back into it, and I am getting sidetracked by farming to try to raise up the character I got instead of actually making story progress, and that's an issue.
Do that when it's like using that's your fault. But okay.
Well, no, you don't understand. I need to get this character maxed out as soon as possible so that I can use them. I can't use them unless they're maxed out.
Well, you can actually if you have the character, then you can actually use them as a fully maxed out version in Lost Void stuff.
Yeah, yeah, but you see, my brain is like, no, I gotta max them out, and
Hmm.
then I can play the game. Is how
Okay.
my particular
Okay.
gamer neurosis manifests. Speaking of games, I picked up Void Stranger.
I did. I okay. Let me be perfectly real. I have just been. You started talking about Final Fantasy. I was like, okay, let's just sort of sit and wait through this for him to. And then maybe if he doesn't bring it up next, then maybe then you can bring up, hey, I saw you playing Void Stranger because it did come up on Steam, and I was like, yeah,
So
he's
I've been
playing it.
playing Void Stranger. I've not finished it. Um, I have made it about 50 something floors in. Um, and then I uh perished.
Yeah.
And then this strange little guy came up and was like, hey kid, you want to eat this fruit? And I said no.
Hmm.
So I started over again.
Yeah. So, let me clarify something about that. You have barely started the prologue. Don't worry about eating the.
Mm. Yeah, so I did eventually get back up to where I had left off. I died again, and I was like, okay. Fine, I'll try the fruit. But after this, I'm gonna go fruitless. So that's
Hmm.
where I'm at. I have several puzzles and other things ahead of me and mysteries to unravel.
There, it is a game with a lot of layers, a lot of
D-
layers. You are going to finish it multiple times by
I liked
necessity.
the giant. I liked the giant snake lady.
Oh,
It was
oh,
nice.
that did the thing, didn't
Yes, I did.
you? Yeah, you did.
It was nice.
That,
uh,
yeah. So, okay. So, yeah. Uh, I am going to, based on your activity that I did see, again, like I said, it comes, hey, Zero's playing Void Stranger. You have been resting at trees.
yes.
Yeah.
I have been resting at trees, I've been seeing scenes, and I am enjoying my experience so far.
That whole resting at trees thing is of just
The
like, you do it and then it closes the game for you. Of,
Now, part of the issue here with me playing Void Stranger is I went to go check out the Steam reviews, and somebody mentioned the other game that this company made called Zero Ranger.
yeah. Thing about that is, your last week, when we recorded, I talked about the eye patch wolf that talks about Void
Yeah?
Stranger, and he's like, "Yeah, so Zero Ranger came out and it's really beloved and it's a nice throwback to like arcade shooters and stuff like that, and it's really amazing. But their next game didn't really get so much attention, so I'm gonna talk about that game." And he outlines the entire like Void Stranger thing from top to bottom, giving away almost all of its secrets. Now, what would be the point of me saying you should play Void Stranger now after I've told you literally everything about how the story works, everything that's going on, and how to play, and all the secrets and all the puzzles? There wouldn't be. So that's why this is a video of me recommending you play Zero Ranger.
Okay.
So,
So I didn't watch the video because when I saw like I might like this, I stopped.
it does tell you everything.
Um, so the game I've been playing more than Void Stranger is Zero Ranger. And Zero Ranger is incredibly fun. It is you know, a bullet hell shmup type game. And as you progress through the different stages, you unlock different power ups. You have a choice of two different power ups. And as somebody who used to play a lot of Toho, um, this was very, very enjoyable. I love bullet hell games. And even though I'm not the best at bullet hell games, I love playing them. And I don't want to spoil Zero Ranger. I don't know if talking about certain things will spoil it. I mean, it's been out for years, so. But one of the cool things about Zero Ranger is that the last power up that you get is a choice between two things: a sword and a drill.
I
You
mean,
grab the drill, obviously,
because it pierces the heavens. Obviously, like why would you choose any?
and then you become a mecha with a drill,
Of course you do.
and then you just play Gurren Lagann. Literally, the boss fight before you get the drill, there's always like a hint as to what the power ups are, and one of the lines is "break the unbreakable."
Row,
And
row,
the more you,
fight the power.
yeah, the more you use the drill and hold it out and like destroy things, it gets bigger until it becomes like the Giga Drill Breaker, and it just annihilates everything. It blocks all projectiles. Well, slows them down. They can still reach you, so you have to kind of shuffle around and move. But oh man, it's so fun! It's so fun. I love that game. I haven't beat it yet. It's very hard, but yeah, no, I've been bouncing between those two games, Void Stranger and Zero Ranger, because they are both fun for entirely different reasons.
How would you feel if I were to tell you those two games are not isolated?
I had a feeling, given the fact that they literally are the same name, technically. Zero and Void, Ranger, Stranger.
Yep.
Stranger has Ranger in it. Um, like they seem very much like they are connected.
I mean, it could be just like a developer being like, "Hey, we're gonna have a quirky naming scheme," but no, I personally do not know how because I have not played Zero Ranger. But they are.
Zero Ranger is a game about green and orange.
I like those flavors of Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, Apparently orange is the color of gluttony, whatever that means.
Uh oh fuck, what's his name? It's gonna really bother me. Lawfleas, that's the one. Orange Lantern.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Orange is the color of avarice.
Oh,
So
right. And yellow is the color of fear.
it is. Would green happen to be the color of will? Perhaps in this game.
Uh, uh, I don't know. Everything's green and orange. I only know that orange is the color of gluttony because after I died, there was text appeared on screen that says something seemingly random, one of which is orange is the color of gluttony, and that stuck out to me for some reason. But yeah, you can play as one of two mecha pilots, and I mean technically you're in a jet spaceship thing at first that then becomes a mecha later. You can play as one of two. It has multiplayer. I don't have anybody to play it with. I'm playing it on my PC alone,
Oh,
but
oh.
it has that. Uh, it's fun, and I look forward to going back to Void Stranger. Although um, I feel like the puzzles are getting steadily more difficult, and I don't want to look up at a guide, but mm, it feels like once I reach, it feels like there's gonna be a second run through where like, oh, I beat the game and now I know how to use certain things that I could not interact with in the environment. So,
Yes. So, a lot of things are very obtuse in how Void Stranger works in like peeling back the layer. If you would like to get a hint, I would be willing to give you as spoiler-free hints as I.
I'm gonna say for now, let's not, just
Mm-hmm.
because I want to see what the game has to say first.
Yeah. I
Because,
would say just like finish just like an honest run through of getting to the bottom.
mhm,
Like voided, it's fine, and that's just a starting point.
yeah, I actually like, at the risk of spoiling myself, was like, is it okay to eat the fruit? And like Googled it, and so it was like, no, it's okay. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I will.
You are currently doing the tutorial. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, okay, tutorial.
Yep.
Oh dear, that that concerns me. Um, my brain is getting slightly broken with some of these puzzles, so I have to think in a different way. It reminds me when I played Baba Is You,
I have not played it.
where that entire game is trying to figure out and understand the rules, and the rules keep changing to like solve puzzles.
Hmm.
And this is like it's a very simple like, oh, you move a tile and then place a tile down, and then you can move. But then you have to think, well, actually, technically, there's this technique where if I have four of these tiles, I can actually use them to perpetually go in this kind of almost like a square that lets me move in any direction, and I need to be able to do that to get past a certain area. And there's these, yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess other than that, aside from games that I played, the only thing that comes to mind is I finally got to go into my work proper for our first day of professional development, and I met the new male teacher on my team and discovered that he likes World of Warcraft and is very Warhammer-esque, and I'm over here with my Final Fantasy 14, and I'm like, are we destined to be enemies?
Uh, ew, that's that anime game for furries.
But no, we got along pretty well. But the anime game for furries. The funny thing is, you could say that about both of them.
I know. I've seen the fucking animation. WoW players saying that, and then you've got the fucking Tauren Fox racing banana hammocks and shit. It's like, yeah, okay, buddy.
That game has more furry races.
Oh yeah.
Um, and they keep adding more.
They added pandas as a joke, and then they added pandas for real.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I got to go in. I've fixed up my classroom mostly to where I want like a lot of my stuff, which is nice because like chaos before. Like the professional development was really half the day, and they were just like, Let's rush through this as quickly as we can so you have time to get into your classrooms. And I appreciate that. I like having time to get into my classrooms.
Hmm.
And look at the other classrooms of the teachers nearby, see how they're coming along. Um, I don't have the advantage the of the lead teacher on my team who stayed to teach summer school and as such has her room already set up. But I mean, I didn't have to teach summer school, so that's a plus. So lots of organizing, setting things up, getting some decorations, realizing, oh, I'm missing this, 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 and this, and I will never get them, which is a little bit frustrating. But I bought some fake plants to put around my room so there's some greenery and it feels like there's some life. It's a much larger room. I have way more storage space than I have stuff, which is good. Because before I was struggling with storage anything, all of my stuff was just like it was a tiny room. This time I actually have a closet where I can put things and shelves. It's crazy. I know. But yeah, I got a few more days of professional development this week. Not the entire week, even, just like 3 more days. And then after that, school starts on Wednesday of next week. And I go back teaching full time. Oh boy. And I think that's it for me.
The teaching and the...
Because that's when my school starts. We start in August, we end in like end of May.
That's so weird. Okay, that's alright.
I mean, we're actually starting a week later than some schools that are already starting like tomorrow. Hmm. Well, that's all I gotta say.
Hmm.
I'm yapped out.
It seems to be pretty wide, at least in this.
Yeah, but my understanding is, like, for everything, it's, well, not everything, obviously, but school comes back in September. That is the thing. Like, first week of September, that's when school comes back. Has always been my understanding, and anyone that didn't do that was weird.
Be nice.
It's well, you have to consider the way that like it works is we have to have so many days of school. So if we have a longer winter break, for example, that means that we start school earlier. And we do have a longer winter break and like other stuff. So it kind of balances out. That being said, if you have like a very short winter break, that would mean that like because we have like 3 weeks of winter break. If we had 1 week, then we'd be starting in September. So just different ways that schools are ran.
Alright, I think I'll go just real, so, yeah, just trying to figure out things. So, what have I got to talk? I have unfortunately not been playing Void Stranger since our last recording, because, I have been cleaning,
Oh, good.
because there was a person that was going to be in my flat, and thus things needed cleared out. It was to check insulation. It was just like, we're going to take pictures of let out, because that would be such a shame. Well, I'll be happy for it. But yeah, that meant my place needed to stop being filled with trash. So it is less filled with trash now.
Yay.
Less. Uh, baby steps. Beyond that, I've been super lame. Well, I've been trying to get writing done. It has been like pulling teeth. That's great. I did start a new project, which is ZZZ Quest, just for funsies.
How's that going?
Well, it's only had character generation. I'm hitting the first reel. People voted to be part of the Sons of Caledon.
Okay.
Like
Yay.
admittedly, a faction that has one of my least favorite characters in the game, and also a furry. Positives and negatives,
I like the Sons of Caledon.
I like the Sons of Caledon, except Piper.
Do you have a particular reason why?
Because she sucks, and I hate her catchphrase, and I hate the whole Lollibaba thing. I fucking hate it. So,
Very fair.
yeah, just kind of thing. Yeah, so, oh well. I can make it work because I don't have to look at the character while I'm... or ever hear or use that catchphrase. I can just pretend it doesn't exist and write the character without it.
You have that power.
Poetic was.
Yeah. Also, yay. Good job. Anything else cool? No, kind of suck. Yeah.
Don't need to self-deprecate right now. It's fine. Life moves at the speed that it does, and sometimes when you're busy writing, that takes up a lot of time and doesn't leave much room for much else.
Oh. Anyway, since patient's audio issues have been fixed, seemingly, patient, rescue me.
So, work to start from. At least this month is single. That shouldn't be too hard if we have even a fraction of the luck we had last month. Good fortune. Blessing. Past kind of. I've been trying to. Once a week, the past couple of weeks, I finally get to just grabbing at work, so as soon as I get off of my shift, just head straight to this there and, or, walk.
Yeah, awesome. I've been working out too.
I try coming home to relax in the meantime, but it's just too hard to get back out there after. So,
I admittedly did do a little bit myself, though it was a case of, hey, I'm gonna start exercising again because I'm just gonna go back to doing exactly what I was doing before when I stopped. So that's a thing you
Why would you
shouldn't
do
really
that?
do. That's bad. That's bad. You kind of need to ease yourself into that. Also, cool down exercises are kind of important. Just make sure you stretch, fuck up your legs for 3 days.
Oh, I did that. I messed up my legs for 3 days.
Yeah.
it's
I got
very.
better.
Stretching is extremely.
Stretch before and after the exercise.
Yeah.
Though in my particular case, I was using a bunch of muscles that I had not used in a while because I was doing a different cardio exercise, and those muscles need to be strengthened, and that strengthening comes with pain.
Yeah.
Lots of pain.
Fixing what's broken or worn out, it's not a painless process.
Well, your body needs to rebuild the muscle that's been torn, so you need to be making sure you're having enough protein to be able to fuel your body to do that. So you're gonna get stronger, it's gonna hurt. It's just how it is.
But it seems like I'm not able to my progress. Others that Zom did say just fitter.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm honestly expecting that I'm going to really notice that my efforts at losing weight successful when I'm going to have to buy a lot more clothes. And it's going to be a wonderful thing when that happens, but it's going to be very expensive.
The thing to keep in mind is it's a very gradual process, right? So it'll just be one day like, man, these shirts have been so loose for a while now. I might as well buy a smaller size.
Yeah, I know. Just that's going to happen more than once if I lose as much weight as I want to. 3 or 4 times, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But the good news is because of how things go, you'll be experiencing that probably over the course of 6 months to, a year, a couple years, however long it takes.
Yeah. Soon enough.
Mhm.
Aside from that, beat Pikmin 4 again, giving it a rest. It seems so small, even with it being such a big game, when you have everything in mind. So like I said in text, Zom lent me Unicorn Overlord. I was playing that. I've only just started. I'm enjoying it so far. Looking forward to how it plays out.
Nice.
I'm also planning on replaying Pokemon Legends, wiping the memory file clean after moving my Pokemon to Pokemon Home and getting started on that and seeing how I can play the game. That'll be
Zah.
fun. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to that, though I'll probably need time before it comes. It's going not more welcome. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's. Yeah, I should just. Anyway,
I think that the game will run just well on the Switch One. Probably will have some frame drops and some minor performance issues, but I feel like the game was made for Switch One first and then just upgraded for Switch Two.
yes, well, I mean, I need to get a Switch 2 at some point, just because I'm sure that they're going to be exclusive games for it sooner than.
Yeah.
That was my laptop's battery was running a bit low. I've gotten it replaced so it no longer dies within an hour, but it still depletes.
Hmm. Well, I mean, hey, at least you could get it fixed.
Aside from that, yeah, not a whole lot. A bit more of the same, struggling, same things I've been, and hoping that I've got the answers. I do it, and I just act on those. And I can't just. I mean, if you pray for something and you get a direction, you need to follow direction. Otherwise, it's only if nothing happened. That's what I'm going to be doing, even if it's not what I would rather be doing.
Mhm.
Getting some progress done on some of the stories I'm idly brainstorming, enjoying the progress of some of the fics that I'm reading, such as Kingdom Hearts and Persona 5 crossover, Metaphor and Persona 5 crossover, Miraculous and Persona 5 crossover. I might have an obsession here.
Persona
Maybe.
5 crossover.
Yeah,
Ah,
just yeah, that's about it.
okay.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
No Patreon this week.
no, not
not
yet.
yet.
That will
One
be next week. Okay.
one other thing I wanna.
I need to
Oh,
deliberately mute you, patient. I'm sorry.
there's some echo on your end, patient. So, sorry about that. Um, so Critical Role is changing DMs.
Yeah. Uh,
That I only figured out, I only like learned about that very recently. Um, and I've not watched Critical Role in a long time,
yeah.
mind you. Um, though it, from my understanding, it felt like Matt was running out of steam for a while.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Game weekly for 13 years. You know, they were playing before they streamed it.
I think the stream was like the additional pressure of that and
Hmm.
being like, now I'm making something for an audience. It's not just about playing with my friends. Um, like he's spoken before about having a imposter syndrome, you know? Like Critical Role brought back D&D to the masses in a way that, you know, it never had been before, and that was awesome. But now he's stepping down from DMing for a while.
And they are replacing him with Brennan Lee Mulligan, who, okay, look, on the offest of the off chance that Brennan Lee Mulligan somehow hears this, I apologize in advance. This is not personal. This is not me trying to be a dick. And I have absolutely nothing against the man whatsoever. Every time I see a video of him in feed, I think he has a point, and I don't want to listen to him. Like, that is the most awful thing I know. It is just like a knee jerk reaction to the man, and I don't understand why, but that's what that is. And
Oh my gosh.
being real, I wasn't going to watch anyway. Like, I don't have time to watch Critical Role. It is a several hours stream every week. I'm just not gonna. But this would absolutely make sure of if that weren't the case. And that is absolutely my problem. Again, just making it 100% clear. It is my problem and not his. So, that's that.
Patient, you're gonna say something?
Sorry.
I was just going to say that Matthew Mercer seems like he's worked so hard for so long and put up with all kinds of nonsense from them on top of that. I can appreciate how he's kept it going for this long, but a break is very well deserved for a campaign, maybe two, maybe even three. Although, at the same time, I feel like okay, I saw the announcement video. I haven't watched it myself, but I knew that he was stepping down and handing off the reins to Mulligan. I don't know if he's stepping back from Critical Role as a whole, or if he's just going to be seated at another part of the table.
That is a
And
question.
I'd be interested to see him actually sink deeply into a character. He's played on the other side of the table a few times. I've seen clips of other like one shots or something that he did. Excuse me. But I have never we've never seen him have his own Vexalia, Vaxildon, Scanlan, Shorthall. Pike Trickfoot, Grog Strongjaw. We've never seen him sink his whole being into a character and run them from level 1 to 20. So I'd be interested in seeing what he comes up with there. I'm I'm not sure if that's what he has planned. I'm not sure if the videos depicted that, but that's my thoughts on it. I'd be interested to see him playing just one character instead of dozens.
Hmm.
As from what I've seen, it seems like Matt will be going into a player role, and I think that is awesome for him. Um, he'll probably miss DMing a lot because I know I do whenever I have to play and I'm not the DM. I'm like, man, I kind of want to DM again. But I think punchable face notwithstanding, um, Brennan Lee
Such an awful
Mulligan
thing to
is
say.
a really good DM from the clips I've seen of Dimension 20 and other D&D projects that he's done. Like he's really funny. He has a really good way of DMing and involving the characters and making some really good choices as a DM. So this actually is probably the biggest like, huh, I might check it out a little bit because I only heard really negative things towards the direction that Critical Role's latest campaign was going recently, up until this announcement. Lots of people kind of feeling like Matt was just kind of letting the players just dick around and not really do anything. Um, which to me speaks of the fatigue there of like being a little bit directionless. So yeah, I'm I'm interested to see what comes of that. Granted, I've not watched a Critical Role episode in years at this point, but it got me back into playing D&D, and I think that was awesome.
I didn't think that whole "I don't like your face, we're enemies forever" thing real. It's really weird to find out it's a thing that can happen for
It
nothing,
is.
for absolutely nothing.
I've had that experience with some people where I just do not want to look at your face at all. I do not. I like it doesn't make sense, but for some people, it's just like it happens.
Maybe reminds me of someone subconsciously, and I don't know, from when I was younger, and I hated everyone when I was younger. So that'd be a weird thing. Could be that, which again would be perfectly unfair.
hmm
Yeah. Um, just as a quick thing, I did actually start reading something which is kind of it's Star Wars quest where basically Anakin Skywalker kills a warlord who is running a system and becomes like a Jedi Lord as a result of it because that's how their local customs would like to work. And it's just kind of a
hmm
weird sort of politics thing of like kingdom building, well, system, whatever, in the Star Wars universe. It's very exposition dumpy at times, which can be tiring, but I'm decent time with it.
Okay.
Getting back to reading is nice. I haven't done a lot of reading.
I I've been I don't talk about it, but I do also I've been reading some stuff. Um Mainly like I have Kindle Unlimited, so I get access to certain books that are free on Kindle Unlimited. And a lot of those end up being lit RPGs.
Of course.
Some of them are really, really bad, and I drop them immediately. Some are really good, and I keep reading them. I recently got into a series called 1% Lifesteal, which is in a world in which this guy he gets this ability, which is 1% of any damage he deals to something heals him. And it's a very minor ability, but like from a guy who starts at the absolute like bottom dregs of society being like, "Oh, hey, I can work out and then cut grass and that will help to heal the muscular pain and heal me and make me a little bit stronger." You know, a very creative use of that ability. So yeah, reading's good.
Something reading rainbow theme.
It's okay. I didn't either.
Butterfly in the sky, I can get twice as high. Take a look, it's in our book. Reading Rainbow. A
Yeah.
delightful show. I need to track down some. And yes,
Nice.
reading is something that a lot of people need more of in their lives, especially those who play Yu Gi Oh!
Okay, little bit of a grudge going on there. If I knew more about Yu-Gi-Oh, I could maybe know absolutely nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh because Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. Yeah, I haven't spent enough time pissing off the Yu-Gi-Oh fan base. I spend too much time on the Magic the Gathering side, sort of shit talking them at every opportunity. Everyone gets some love and hate.
I still love Yu-Gi-Oh. I hate modern Yu-Gi-Oh, where the only you can get anywhere is by planning to win on the first turn.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is modern day Yu-Gi-Oh is one turn or bust.
But you don't really have to know so much about Yu-Gi-Oh to know what I was saying there. Like, I was playing with a GX era card, and people just keep making the same play over and over again that doesn't work because of the card I have in play. It's the first line of the card, and they don't read it. Ever?
That's Yu-Gi-Oh. Interestingly, on the Magic side, because there's usually like 3, 4, sometimes even 6 players at the table with how we do our games,
You guys are
it becomes
losers.
less about it becomes excuse me becomes less about the cards you use and more about social maneuvering. I'll team up with you here. I'll backstab you there, and that's what it devolves into of how to gaslight your friends.
Okay, to clarify, does Magic the Gathering actually have a legitimate set of rules for Battle Royale? Because for Yu Gi Oh! It's never. I don't think they have ever released rules for more than one on one.
There is a game type that has like, yeah, there's like, what is it, 4 or more players?
Yeah,
Right.
there's rules for in place for battle royale stuff and for different rule sets entirely. We tend to play commander, which means we have one legendary monster that is our commander and can be continuously brought out over and over again, which is really fun for building a deck around a specific creature or character that you like.
I thought it was called Commander, but I didn't want to say with certainty because
That does sound like fun.
So, like, for example, there was a Deadpool deck that I ran where Deadpool was the commander, and every time Deadpool enters the battlefield, he switches his text box with another card on the field, which his text box also includes a line that while this creature's on the field, it deals 2 damage to the player. So he causes basically, I get your cool benefits, you get my lame benefits, and you also start hitting yourself, which is really funny.
okay. So
Yeah, they were about it. We've reached the
Casey
end.
hates all the loves.
It's strange, and yet we're still such great
I
friends.
know it's weird. It's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just need to clarify that Zero. You are basically my best friend, and I love you. But
Love you too, bro.
all of the things that you like are shit.
All of the things that you like are shit, but that's okay.
That's not. I don't like anything though. So how can you even say that?
Exactly.
Okay, I think that's an episode. Discord, Patreon link in the description if you feel like it. We appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for saying.
Bye.
Remember, everyone, opposites.
I might have said I love you, but I didn't.
Yeah, obviously.
All your speed.